Welcome to our project presentation. My name is Janwin Landong. Let's first take a look at the Unified Modeling Language or the UML diagram. In this part, we will break down key relationships such as inheritance, associations, aggregation, and composition, starting with the person class and client class. The client class inherits from the person class, establishing a one-to-one relationship where each client is a person, but not every person is a client. And then next is the person class to dentist class. The dentist class also inherits from person class, creating a one-to-one relationship where each dentist is a person, but not every person is a dentist. Moving on to the client class and dentist class. The client and dentist classes have a bidirectional association where a client can have multiple dentists and a dentist can have multiple clients. This relationship allows both classes to access each other's related objects. Next, the client and transaction classes share a one-to-many bidirectional association where each client is linked to a single transaction and multiple transaction corresponds to one client. Moving on to the dentist and transaction. The dentist and transaction classes share a many-to-many bidirectional association, where each transaction is linked to multiple dentists, but a dentist can be involved in multiple transactions. Moving on to the clinic manager and client class, they share a one-to-many aggregation relationship, where a clinic manager can manage multiple clients, but each client exists independently. And the clinic manager to dentist also shares a one-to-many aggregation relationship where a clinic manager can manage multiple dentists, but each dentist exists independently. This allows the manager to oversee dentists without controlling their life cycle. Next will be the dentist and service classes that shares a one-to-many aggregation relationship where a dentist can offer multiple services, but each service is associated with only one dentist. Next is the service record and service classes. They share a one-to-many aggregation relationship where a service record can include multiple services, but each service is linked to only a single service record. This allows a service to record or to track multiple services provided by a dentist while each service remains associated with a specific record. Moving on to the service record and dentist classes, they have an aggregation relationship also, and this means a dentist can have multiple service records, but each service record is associated with exactly one dentist. And then next is the clinic manager and service classes that shares a one-to-many composition relationship where a clinic manager owns and manages multiple services, and these services cannot exist without the clinic manager. If this clinic manager is removed, all associated services are also deleted, indicating a strong relationship. Moving on, the clinic manager and transaction classes share a one-to-many composition relationship where a clinic manager owns and manages multiple transactions, and these transactions cannot exist without a clinic manager. And then the transaction and service records classes share a one-to-many composition relationship, where a transaction owns and manages multiple service records, and these records cannot exist without a transaction. If a transaction is removed, all associated service records are also deleted, indicating a strong lifecycle dependency. With this structure in mind, let's move forward to the main class. Our clinic management system runs on it as the backbone of the program. It includes a buffered reader for user input and a clinic manager to handle clients, dentists, transactions, and reports, ensuring smooth operation and efficient data management. Now, the main method is the starting point of the program. Upon running, it displays a main menu with options to manage clients, manage dentists, create transactions, or generate reports. The program runs in a loop, allowing users to choose an action until they decide to exit. Each menu option directs the user to the corresponding method for the selected operation.
Good day, my name is Jude Genesis Apellido, and I will walk you through how our system manages clients. Now that we understand the main method, let's move on to the client management method. Users can add, update, archive, or view client records including all clients, specific profiles, or archive clients. This ensures easy tracking of client's history. Next is Manage Dentist method. It enables users to add new dentists, update their details, archive dentists, and view dentist records, ensuring accurate and organized clinic data. With dentist management cover, let's move on to the handling transaction. This method records services by selecting a client and dentist, then adding the treatment provided. The systems calculate the total cost and stores the transactions, ensuring accurate billing and record keeping. Next is Generate Report method. This method helps you by sorting transactions by clients or dentists, listing all records and calculating total earnings, ensuring better decision making and efficiency. Now, let's move on to the next reporter.
Good day, I am Regio L. Arabe. Let's take a look at the persons class, which serves as a foundation for handling individual details within our system. First, we have its properties, name, contact number, and address, which stores personal details for each individual. To initialize these properties, we have two constructors. The default constructor sets all the values to null, while the parameterized constructors allows us to assign a name, address, and contact number upon creation. Furthermore, to modify or retrieve data, we use setters and getters. Setters update the values of name, address, and contact number, while getters return their current values when needed. And finally, we have the toString method, which formats a person object into a readable string, making it easy to display information. Alright, let's talk about the client class. Alright, let's talk about the client class. This class represents a patient in our dental clinic, keeping track of their information, assigned dentists, and transactions. The client class has key properties that hold important information about the client. These properties include ID, name, phone number, and address. The ID represents a unique identifier for the client, while name, phone number, and address store the client's personal details, which are essential for tracking their information within the system. Default constructors just set up a placeholder ID 00000000. Meanwhile, the parameterized constructor takes in a year, name, contact number, and address. If the year is different from the last recorded one, it resets the counter before generating a new unique ID. It also initializes the dentist list. We have simple getter and setter method to manage client details. The get ID and set ID methods handle the client's unique ID. Similarly, get dentist and set dentist manage the list of dentists, while get transaction and set transactions keep track of the client's transaction history. These methods ensure smooth data handling throughout the system. Add dentist. This method links a client to a dentist, making sure there are no duplicates. It also updates the dentist list to maintain consistency. Add transaction. Save a transaction while making sure there are no duplicates. toString. Finally, the toString method formats the client's details neatly for display.
Good day, my name is Coronado and I will be presenting the classes Dentist and Service. The Dentist class represents a dentist in the system handling their unique ID, commission rate, offered services, assigned clients, and completed transactions. It ensures proper management of their interactions and earnings. The Dentist class extends person, meaning it inherits all the properties and methods from the person class. It also has its own attributes. Each dentist has its own unique ID that auto-increments, a commission rate for earnings, a list of services they offer, a list of clients they handle, and lastly, a list of transactions they have completed. For the dentist class, we have two constructor. First is the default constructor wherein if no details are provided, the dentist is initialized with empty or default values. Second is the parameterized constructor, wherein when we create a dentist with a name, address, contact number, commission rate, and services, it will format the name to ensure it starts with doctor, auto-generate the ID using a counter, and initialize list for clients and transactions. For the setters and getters method, the dentist class uses these methods to manage its key attributes to ensure secure, efficient data handling. For the add client method, dentists can have multiple clients, but we ensure there are no duplicates. If a client isn't already in the list, we add them and link them back to the dentist. For the add transaction method, whenever a transaction happens, we add it to the dentist transaction list, making sure no duplicates exist. For the set name method, to maintain consistency, we ensure that every dentist name starts with doctor. For the calculate commission method, dentists earn a commission based on their total earnings. This method calculates their earnings by multiplying the total by their commission rate. For the display info method, finally, this method prints out the dentist details, including their ID, name, address, contact number, commission rate, and services. Moving forward, let's take a look at the service class, which represents the services provided to clients in our clinic management system. First, let's go over its properties. This class has three attributes. First is the name, which stores the name of the service. Second is the price, which holds the cost of the service. And third is the quantity, which tracks how many times the service is provided. The class provides three constructors, a default constructor that initializes value to null or default numbers. Another one sets the name and price while defaulting the quantity to 1. And another constructor that allows settings all three properties at once. To ensure data encapsulation, setter and getters methods allow controlled access to modify or retrieve the service name, price, and quantity as needed. And finally, the toString method formats the service details into a readable string displaying the name along with its price for easy reference.
Good day. I am Cuellar, and let us now dive into the transaction class, which plays a crucial role in managing and recording transactions between clients and dentists. This class ensures that each service provided is accurately documented and the associated costs are calculated correctly. Moving forward, the transaction class has key properties. The first one is the client, which represents the client in the transaction. Next is the dentist involved, a list of participating dentists. Next, service records, which tracks the services provided, and total cost, which stores the total costs of services. These properties help maintain an organized record of each transaction. Next, let's discuss the constructor. The constructor of the transaction class initializes the properties by creating empty lists for dentists involved and service records, assigning the client, and setting total cost to zero. This ensures each transaction starts fresh with all necessary details properly initialized. To maintain data encapsulation, the transaction class provides setter and getter methods. These methods control access to modify and or retrieve the client, dentist involved, service records, and the total cost, ensuring the integrity and security of the data. Next, the add service method allows a dentist to add services to a client's transaction. It lets the user select from available services, calculates the total cost, and update the transaction. It also ensures proper record keeping by linking the dentist and client to the transaction. Furthermore, the evaluate services method displays the dentist available services and allows the user to choose which ones to avail. It checks for duplicate selections and ensures that mandatory quantities for services like fillings or extractions are entered before adding valid services to the transaction. Finally, the display transaction method provides a summary of the transaction. It shows the client's name, the service provided, the dentist involved, and the total amount, making it easy to review and verify the transaction details. That's all. Next.
Today, I'm John Patrick Litrero, and let's dive into the service record inner class from the transaction class. To begin with, the service record class has a few key properties. It keeps track of the dentist involved, the list of services provided, the total commission, and the total amount for the services. Next, the constructor initializes the dentist and services. It also calculates the commission and total amount for the services selected, ensuring that the record is fully detailed and up to date. The setters and getters control access to the dentist, services, commissions, and total amount, ensuring proper data management. Moving on, the calculate total amount method calculates the total cost by multiplying each service's price by its quantity and summing them up. Furthermore, the calculate commission method computes the dentist commission based on the total service amount, ensuring accurate tracking. And finally, the display record method displays the dentist name, the services provided, their quantities, and the total commission, offering a full transaction overview.
Good day, sir. I am Tanas Manlapaz, and let's dive into the Clinic Manager class. The Clinic Manager class is responsible for managing various aspects of the clinic's operation. It works closely with the dentist, client, service, and transaction classes to assign services to dentists, manage client data, and track transactions related to service and payments. This helps to keep everything organized and running smoothly in the clinic. The properties. This class contains key properties such as name, which hold the clinic's name, dentist, which is a list of active dentists, available services, a list of services offered by the clinic, archive dentist, a list of inactive dentists, client, a list of active clients, archived clients, a list of inactive clients, and transaction, a list of completed transactions. Constructor. The constructor initializes these properties, setting the clinic's name and populating the available services with predefined options such as filings, checkup and cleaning, teeth whitening, and tooth extraction. Setters and getters. To maintain proper data handling, the class provides setters and getter methods. Setters are used to modify the values of properties such as updating the clinic's names, dentist, or services, while getters allow retrieving these values when needed. This ensures secure and organized data or management within the system. Add client. First, the add client method prompts us to enter the year along with the client's name, address, and contact number. This information is used to create a new client, which is then added to the list of clients. Next, the update client method allows us to modify an existing client details. It checks if there are any clients in the system, prompts us to select one, and then allows us to update their address and contact number. Then, the evaluate method allows us to select a client from the list. It checks if the list is empty and prompts us until a valid client is chosen. If an invalid or out of range option is selected, it asks again. Choosing 0 exits the method and valid client is returned for further action. Next.
Good day everyone. I am Gabriel Cervantes Montablan, and I'll be discussing some of the methods in our program. First is the archive client. This method moves a client from the active list to the archived list. This helps keep the system organized by separating active clients from those no longer using the clinic services. Next method, view all clients. The view all clients method enables the clinic manager to view all active clients. It retrieves a list of clients stored in the client class and displays their details, including their names, contact numbers, and addresses. This allows the manager to easily review all clients in the system. Next method is the display transactions by client. This method enables the manager to view all transactions made by a specific client. By passing a client object, it fetches the client's transaction history stored in the transaction class. It provides details of the services availed and the total cost for each transaction. Next method is the add dentist. This is used to add a new dentist to the clinic. It collects details about the dentist, such as name, address, contact number, and the services they offer. These details are stored in the dentist class, and the dentist is added to the list of active dentists in the clinic. The dentist is also associated with the available services through the service class. And the next method is the evaluate services. This method allows the clinic manager to evaluate and choose appropriate services for a client. It works with the service class to display the list of available services, helping the manager select the right services based on the client's needs for preferences. And the last method I will be discussing is the view available services. Finally, this method displays all services offered by the clinic. It retrieves and lists all the available services from the service class, providing the clinic manager and clients with an overview of what the clinic offers.
So good day, I am Oronan and I'll be discussing the next method. So first we have update dentist. The update dentist method allows us to modify a dentist details, ensuring accuracy in our records. It first prompts the user to select a dentist from the list. Next, the user is asked to enter updated information such as name, address, contact number, and commission rate. The system ensures all inputs are valid, only letters and names, numeric values for rates, and properly formatted addresses. The changes are saved and a confirmation message is displayed. This keeps our record up to date and prevents errors in transactions. So next we have evaluate dentist. So before we can perform actions like updating or archiving, we must first identify the dentist we're working with. That's where evaluate dentist comes in, and this is how it works. First, it displays a list of all registered dentists. Then, it prompts the user to select one by entering a corresponding number and verifies if the selection is valid. So if verified, it returns the selected dentist object for further operations. So this ensures that any updates or actions are performed on the correct dentist. So next we have archive dentist. When a dentist leaves the clinic, we don't delete their data. We archive it. The archive dentist method moves a dentist from the active list to the archive records, and this is how it works. So first, the user selects a dentist archive. Then the system verifies the selection and updates the status. So the dentist is removed from the active list but remains stored for historical purposes. So this is essential for keeping our system organized without losing important data. So next we have view all dentists. So if you need a quick overview of all registered dentists, view all dentists method provides a full list. This retrieves and display all active dentists showing their name. This makes it easy to review available dentists and their credentials. So next we have display transaction by dentist. So to track a dentist's work, we use display transaction by dentist, which pulls up all transactions handled by a specific dentist. This displays each transaction details, including client, service, and price. So last, we have add transaction. So every dental procedure must be recorded. The add transaction method ensures each transaction is logged properly. This collects details of dentist, client, service, and price involved in the transaction. So next.
Good day, my name is Benedict Sarmiento, and today I will discuss the get valid name. Name should only contain letters. The get valid name method ensures that user don't enter invalid characters. It rejects names with numbers or special characters and prompts the user until a valid name is entered. This prevents errors and keeps data clean. Next one is get valid address. Addresses need a mix of letters and numbers, but no special symbols. The get valid address method ensures correct formatting. It does not allow special characters. only letters, numbers, and spaces. A well-validated address avoids confusion in records. Next is get valid rate. Dentists earn a percentage from each transaction. The get valid rate method ensures commission rates are entered correctly. It rejects negative values and non-numeric inputs. This prevents miscalculations in dentist earnings. Next one is get valid integer and get valid number. Sometimes we need whole numbers. Other times we need a numeric value. That's where get valid integer and get valid number comes in. The get valid integer ensures the input is a whole number, while get valid number allows decimal as well. This function helps prevent format errors in financial transactions and service counts. Next is numeric. Some field is strictly contain numbers. The numeric method checks whether a given input is truly a number. This returns true if the input is numeric and otherwise false. This acts as an extra layer of validation before processing input. Next one is toString method. Finally, the toString method summarizes the clinic information in structured format. The output contains clinic name, number of dentists, total clients served, number of transactions. This provides a quick snapshot of the clinic's performance.